So we have talked some of the points about HR, the framework. We have also understood the concept of HRM. We will discuss more points about it because this is a vast topic and we have many things to explore. So let's just begin with this. So what do you understand by the scope of HRM? By the way, if you have missed understanding the full form, it is human resource management. So what is the scope of it? What are the points that are associated in it? Let us just understand one by one. One is human resource planning. Then we have job analysis, followed by recruitment and selection. We do have orientation and induction, training and development process, the performance appraisal, compensation, planning and remuneration, all has to do with the accounts and finance. Then we have motivation, welfare, health and safety of the employees. And the last one is industrial relations. I have just given you the names of all these elements. I now want you to pause the video and just get a good understanding. How many points are you aware of? What are the things that you know about? Accordingly, you can just do a small brainstorming before we discuss all these points in detail. So I'm sure you have done a good brainstorming till now. Let us discuss all the points one by one. So the first point that is related to planning, or we can even give it the name as human resource planning. Through this particular step, the first point that comes up for the human resource department is to identify the need of the company. Need as in how many employees are needed, in what department we have vacancy for certain designations, what will be the job role, how the job description will be made, how to do the job analysis, or how to describe the job specification. Because through these points only, the employee will get to know that this company has the vacancy. Now we can apply for that, or if there are promotions happening, which are the departments that are to be targeted. So this includes identifying of all the departments that need such kind of resources. And then accordingly, the HR department has to decide how to manage the human resource, how to manage the manpower. Accordingly, this human resource planning will cover all the points. The second one is job analysis design, wherein the HR team has to identify what is required to do a particular job. Let me give you a very easy example to understand this. Suppose you want to be a chef. So in order to be a good chef, you should be a good cook. You should know good chopping. You should be able to manage your kitchen well. You should have a budget to use the ingredients in the most economical way. You should have a command on cooking different kind of cuisines. So this is how, if you want to be a chef, all your cooking skills will be checked. Accordingly, when you are working as HR of the company, you need to identify what all departments need the employees. So what are the skill sets required to do this particular job? Some of the jobs are there which require us to do computer related job. Some of the jobs are there which require us to do the field job, something like marketing or sales. Accordingly, we have to decide what are the skills that are available in each employee, each individual. And likewise, we can select the nature of the employee, the nature of the job, and we can try to fit them together. With every job comes up new responsibilities, and HR has to see whether this employee that I am now selecting, will he be able to handle the responsibilities well? So you need to decide in context to that. After this, we have recruitment and selection. So once this job analysis is done in complete synchronized fashion, the job requirements are also decided. This step of recruitment will begin. At this stage, there will be identification of candidates. There will be some kind of attraction given to them, attraction in terms of giving them the information as to this company is having these kind of vacancies. When we have a certain set of candidates available, Then there will be interviews. Interviews can be verbal, can be written. That depends on the needs of the company. Accordingly, the selection process will be there, and the selection is made only on the basis of your qualifications, your skill sets, and how are you performing at the interviews. It is not just one scorecard that you need. It is the combination of so many attributes that will give you that kind of opportunity. Like this, the recruitment and selection process will begin. Then, once the employee is selected, he is finalized for that particular job, we do have this process of welcoming him to the organization, and this is called as induction or even orientation. So when you are new for a company, you go to the company for the first time, it is difficult for anybody to adapt to the environment. Some of you feel hesitant to adjust in the new environment. So when this orientation and induction happens, you as a new employee, you get the chance to meet other employees who are already working in the company. You even get a chance to understand the rules, policies, procedures of the company, about the company. This is just a welcome day for you so that you feel familiar. And when you start working from day 2 or day 3 onwards, you feel good about the company because it is very difficult to adjust with the strangers, how to talk, where to go to, how to approach the person if you are in a difficulty. So, this orientation or induction will help you achieve that sense of belongingness in the company. You are also introduced to the team members. Whenever you start working, you do not or you should not feel strange about the people. You should be familiar and you should be friendly with them. Moving on to the next points, we have training and development. So I always say and I always encourage this feeling of learning. Without learning, an employee cannot continue his journey in the company. It is important for every employee, you, me, senior, junior, it is needed by everyone. You need to have that good training. You need to have those good sessions so that you can learn about the job. You can know your work better. You can start working with complete knowledge, complete dedication. Your efficiency, your efficacy should be always on the top. That is the reason we always encourage the companies to have such training sessions onboarded. So after training and development, we have this concept of performance appraisal. When you start working, your performance will be checked every now and then. How much time you have spent on that job, how much work have you conducted, how is your performance, and now what is the appraisal that can be carried out for you? If it is up to the mark or not, if you are happy or not. Yes, your satisfaction level is also important for the employers. So everything will be calculated properly. There is always a fair discussion that happens between your seniors and the current employees along with HR department. So this is again an important scope of human resource, and this is calculated on a very sincere and a very serious basis. Like we cannot just be casual on doing this. After this, the remuneration part is decided. Yes, you have your fixed salary, which is decided on the day when you give your interview. But afterwards, you are rewarded with incentives and other benefits. Because in order to give that kind of motivation and give that kind of excitement to the employees, such concept of remuneration is important. So that is why it becomes an important job of the human resource department. And they have to identify the employees. They have to check whether this employee is eligible for this kind of reward or not. Because if you're not rewarded, if you're not motivated, you don't feel that sense of belongingness in the company. To retain the employee, sometimes remuneration plays an important role. After that, there comes up motivation and welfare. Because if you are a part of HR department, you always need to check whether your employees are feeling happy. Are they feeling positive? Do they enjoy the work environment? Are they having a good work culture? Is it easy for them to approach any of the team members when they are facing a crisis? So such kind of motivation is always important, and every day it is required by each and every employee. Because if you don't feel motivated at your work, you cannot be enthusiastic. You cannot give your 100% dedication. That is the reason motivation is so important. So this kind of a concept, this kind of a methodology is used by HRM so that they can motivate their employees. They can even keep a check on the productivity, because ultimately we all want our productivity to increase day by day. And if such activities are organized by the HR department, wherein the employees can participate well, they can have a positive workplace, they can enjoy with each other, they can talk to each other, their productivity will automatically increase. And it can also help to retain the employees. This kind of bonding, this kind of uh, cordial relation is necessary between different employees of the company, because you cannot work on the individual level. We always encourage teamwork, we always encourage people to be with the team. And if such kind of a healthy environment is there, teamwork can really be beneficial. It will contribute to the growth of the company, and ultimately it will contribute to the growth of an individual. That is the reason we always keep ourselves motivated, and we always try to keep our employees motivated at their work. We should be careful of their well-being. We should be careful of their health, safety, security, everything. Then we have industrial relations. So it is the duty of human resource department that they should be able to maintain a healthy and working relationship between the employees and the top management. Because if there is a gap, if the lower level employees are not able to gel with the top level employees, there can be a gap, and we need to bridge this kind of gap. So we need to make sure that relationships are healthy. At times, when there are events, when there are ceremonies, the lower management should get a chance to talk to upper management, to the top management in some or the other way. A small hi, hello, a small good morning can always be essential to maintain smooth relationships. Because if the lower management is having that kind of feeling that I cannot approach my top management, or the top management is not aware of the names of the people from the lower management, then it is difficult to bridge the gap. So our responsibility as HRs become that we are able to bridge that gap efficiently. The last one is employee grievance. So time to time, it is the duty of HR department that they should be able to take feedback from the employees. If this feedback mechanism is not strong enough, people can really find it difficult to approach the HR to give their suggestions or to share their concerns if they are facing any. If we want our work conditions to be better, if we want our employees to feel happy, motivated, this grievance cell holds a lot of importance, and we should take care of the employees from time to time. We should take feedback from them. And the feedback mechanism, it can have any kind of form. Like some people, what they do, they just circulate a sheet of paper, and it is kept confidential, where employees can write about the problems or the crisis they are facing. Somewhere it is all digital, where you can just type all the things on the Google link, and you can share that link with the concerned manager. Sometimes the identity is hidden. Likewise, also you can check the feedback of the employees. And it is always advised to have such kind of a discussion in the face-to-face manner. Because unless and until you talk to the person, you are not able to see the body language, you're not able to check the gestures. And if somebody is facing a challenge, maybe he's not comfortable to write, but he's comfortable to share verbally. So if you can have a physical discussion face to face, again, this will be advantageous. It will help you to build the trust within your employees. This is how we have tried to discuss all these 10 points, and I'm sure you were able to get a good understanding on this.